coming up on today's show, we have a bit of interesting news to get to, as according to reports, the Buffalo Bills free agency plans have been leaked, and they involve former Pittsburgh Steeler Preston Smith. We'll tell you what exactly is going on there coming up in just a bit. Also, Sam Martin has been released, the Bills punter. We will tell you what is happening in that story in just a bit. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for stopping by and joining us. Let's start with this new report from the folks at Sportskeeda. According to their most recent reporting this week, the Buffalo Bills are eyeing signing former Pittsburgh Steelers edge Preston Smith, also played with the Green Bay Packers. We know the Bills don't have a ton in cap space. They're looking for some help on the defense, in particular when it comes to pass rushers. So why Preston Smith in particular? Let's examine what Sportskeeda had to say. Former Steelers edge rusher Preston Smith, who was released as a salary cap casualty just a few weeks ago, is getting a lot of interest here at the Combine. Three teams, most prominently the Buffalo Bills, have expressed a desire to sign Smith once free agency begins. If that happens, it would be a great coupling, as Buffalo needs depth at pass rusher, and Smith wants to finish his career with a playoff team. Now, folks, Preston Smith, I mean, there's so many guys. There are so many guys out there when it comes to who's available in the free agent market, who you could draft, who you could trade for, and you want to roll with Preston Smith. That's the grand scheme plan in all this. An older pass rusher whose production has fallen off significantly from what it once was. He's not bad, don't get me wrong, but what are you really getting at this point in Preston Smith's career? I think Buffalo can do better than Preston Smith, personally speaking. But, I mean, all right, let's see. Hopefully this isn't just the only big signing for Buffalo, because if it is, I'd be a bit disappointed. Folks, we reached 1,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago here on Bills Breakdown, and we are bringing you more Bills content by the day. And here's the deal. If you want us to really ramp things up with free agency here, counting down to the draft and everything, we need you guys to do your part. Bills Mafia. Look, we love talking about the Buffalo Bills here at Chat Sports. But if you want us to put the resources into this channel to dedicate more time to bring you more Bills coverage, we need you to subscribe to Bills Breakdown. Subscribe for free. YouTube.com/Bills News. Let's get 20 subs off today's video. If we get 20 subs off today's video, then we're going to bring you more content than ever before. So do your part. Subscribe now, and we will pay you back with more content here on Bills Breakdown. All right, let's get to know Preston Smith a little further. The former Pittsburgh Steeler was a 2015 second-round pick out of Mississippi State by the Washington Commanders. Then went on to the Green Bay Packers. That's probably where he was most known for his time in the National Football League, was what he did with Green Bay, then going to Pittsburgh. Lots of experience in his career as he's played 163 games with 138 starts. But here's what I mean when it comes to the fall-off that we've seen. You go back to 2021, 9 sacks, 9 TFLs, 17 QB hits. That's a solid season. 2022, 8.5 sacks, 9 TFLs, 20 QB hits. That's a solid season. And then we go to 2023. Start another solid season again, right? 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 21 QB hits. But then this year, with playing for Green Bay and Pittsburgh, that's when we started to see the decline. 4.5 sacks, only 6 QB hits, no forced fumbles, and played in all 17 games. That is not ideal for me. Granted, he's not going to cost you much. We're projecting that he would be on about a 1-year deal worth $6 million. If you're the Buffalo Bills, that's manageable. You might be saying to yourself, okay, $6 million, he had a down year. But if he can get back to the form that he was of 8 and 9 sacks, then that's potentially a steal. It's one of those situations where if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you hope this isn't the one signing, all right, because of all the guys that are out there, and I know that there's limits on money, you would think that you could do better than just Preston Smith. But with that said, if he can play better and you can only get him at $6 million, then I think you'd be feeling good. But let's face the reality here. If he does come to Buffalo, if this is what they end up doing, I wouldn't be expecting a ton. I would be personally surprised if he got back to form of what he was even just a couple of years ago, but we shall see. So let's ask you, your chance to put the GM hat on and let us know. Should the Buffalo Bills sign Preston Smith? You got two options here. You can type S for sign, P for pass. Which way do you lean towards? I kind of lean towards pass myself. It's not one where I would be mad if they sign Preston Smith, but I'm not going to be too thrilled. I think they can do better than Preston Smith. Let me know. S for sign, P for pass. Some news today. Happy trails. Everybody wave goodbye to punter Sam Martin, who is leaving the Buffalo Bills after 4 seasons in Buffalo. The news coming from Ian Rappaport on X of the NFL Network earlier today, announcing the following. Martin is in the final year of his contract, and after discussions aimed at keeping him in Buffalo, the two parties decided to part ways. Martin gets released now and can sign immediately. I mean, let's face it, he's a punter. All right? I mean, nothing against Sam Martin. He was well-liked, well-respected with this Buffalo Bills team, but he is very replaceable, and whether it's another guy in free agency or the draft, you can go find punters out there. Like, they're going to be okay as far as that goes. And it makes me think back, Sam Martin didn't have to be here. They could have wrote it out with Matt Araiza. I think the Bills did Matt Araiza dirty. And now, who he's playing for? Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs. So that really worked out for you, that situation. But it does make me think about that of they didn't let the legal process play out. They let Matt Araiza look like a bad guy that he really wasn't. The Buffalo Bills, the way they handled that situation, I'd much rather have Matt Araiza right now. And here we are. We're sitting here. The Bills are looking for a punter, and Araiza's thriving in Kansas City. So something to ponder there. Who's a player the Bills should sign? With free agency starting in just the next couple of days, they're going to need a new punter. Maybe they potentially sign Preston Smith. That seems to be one of the plans. What do you guys think? Who's the player comes to mind? Weigh in, let us know. For continuing Bills offseason coverage throughout all of free agency, the draft, and more, you got to be subscribed to Bills Breakdown. Subscribe for free, youtube.com/Bills News. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.